Hey y'all, it's February 1st, and you know what that means. Time for a market update. Now, I didn't do one of these in December, and I apologize for that. There's two reasons. A, I had a lot going on at the beginning of this year, just trying to get my year organized. And two, there wasn't really much of a change compared to November, so I wasn't in a huge rush to put out a video. But, spoiler alert, there's been a huge change in the month of January. Okay, so let's get this started. First and foremost, sales. There were 209 sales during the month of January. There were about 130 detached home sales, about 35 semi-detached home sales, and then the rest were made up of condominium and mini homes. So 209 sales. That is down 20% from last month, and ironically, down 20% from last January. So if you've been following these videos for any amount of time, you've known that I've said for the past year and a half that sales are gonna start to drop off drastically. And for you as homeowners or potential buyers, it's not really something that you need to be worried about. Now, if you're a real estate agent, it's your number one fear, but this video isn't for real estate agents. Sales numbers started to drop in 2021, and at first, people thought that that meant the market was starting to slow down, but it was actually the opposite. The reason sales were dropping off is because our inventory was so low that there was nothing to sell. There was no way we could keep up with previous year's standards because we just did not have the inventory to sell. That's not really the case anymore. We're continuing to see sales drop off, and it's not because we have less inventory. As a matter of fact, our inventory is starting to grow now, but it has a lot to do with buyer behavior. And what I mean by that is both buyers and sellers are playing the waiting game. Buyers are holding off until there is drastically more inventory in hopes that the price will start to drop. They can get a house at a discounted price at a high interest rate and refinance in 3 to 5 years and end up walking away with a great deal. Now, sellers are holding off as well because they anticipate that interest rates are going to come back down, and when they do, home prices will go up. The only issue with that is we have no idea when interest rates are going to go back down. So both buyers and sellers playing the waiting game equals low sales but a stable price, and that's what we're seeing right now, at least up until this month. Now, in the month of January, we had an average sale price of $516,155. That is up a whopping 9% from December, and it's actually up 5.4% if you took the average of the last 6 months. This is the highest monthly average sale price since June. Now, is this month just a one-off? It could be. It could be that we had so few sales that it's not a true representation of what the market's actually doing, but I don't think we're gonna find out the answer to that question until the spring. Now, there's two things that I wanted to point out. The average cost of a detached home was $562,383 in the month of January. It sold for 95.5% of the asking price, meaning that on average you could expect to get 4.5% below what you're asking. And it took an average of 48 days to sell those houses. Now compare it to semi-detached homes. The average price of a semi-detached home was $484,439 and sold for an average of 99.1% of the asking price, taking an average of 30 days to sell. So what does that mean? Well, I think most agents would agree with me when I say that although there are still some houses that get multiple offers, it's not near as much as it used to be. And what I find, and these numbers somewhat confirm that, is that the demand on average to above average homes has softened a lot, but there's still a lot of demand at the entry point of the market. So the houses that we're seeing listed for $289,900, $329,900, $350,000, those houses are still getting a lot of attention on them. And they're still selling for extremely close to their asking price, if not above. Whereas the detached homes that are around the average or slightly above average, they're taking longer to sell and they're selling for less than their asking price, which would lead me to believe that there's less competition on them and more negotiation. So to summarize, sales are down, price is up, and although houses aren't selling for less, we're returning to a market where buyers and sellers are able to have a negotiation with one another instead of it just being a bidding war every time. All right, that's gonna do it for this market update. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. I'm curious though, what do you think is gonna happen in February? Do you think we're going to continue to see low inventory and price either continue to remain stable or actually go up? Or do you think we're about to get flooded with inventory that's eventually going to lead buyers to have more choice and we're going to watch the price go down? What do you think is going to happen? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, everyone, peace and blessings, and I'll see you on the next video.